There's a moment in life where you look around and realize the world you're living in doesn't quite match the world you were raised to expect. For most of us, it wasn't dramatic. There was no announcement, no headline saying everything has changed. No, it happened quietly.
It happened quietly while you were being gaslit nonstop. But the media, corporate media, has been gaslighting you for a long time. And you're feeling the pain. You're like, man, how come my back is always hurting? But they keep like, no, it's fine. Everything is fine. Ooh, don't complain. Relax. Everything is fine. But damn, my back. Oh, I gotta show up to work tomorrow. No, everything is fine. They were gaslighting you. First of all, I like to watch really boring channels like this one for a reason. Because guys like these, look at how old he is. He's got no teeth. This guy's seen everything. This guy's seen it all. Like, whatever you think you've seen, this guy's seen worse, okay? Look at him. He probably lives in a camper. I can tell this is a camper. I can tell from the inside. He just lives probably in the woods, in the mountains of Georgia somewhere, in the woods. And he's been studying what was happening. Guys like these, ooh, I love watching content from guys like these. Because these are the guys that have all the game. Because they checked out of society years ago, probably like 10 years ago, when they saw things were falling apart. They're like, I don't want any of this nonsense. Let me just observe from a distance. Let's see what happens. These are the guys you need to watch.
Bills crept up, food shrank while prices grew. Rent became a dream instead of a step, and retirement went from expectation to punchline. Every basic part of life, our housing, our food, healthcare, slowly turned into something you can access, but never quite own. We didn't wake up in a different country. We woke up in a familiar country, running on unfamiliar rules.
Yeah, I'm sure some of you wake up every day and are like, something is off here. Like, something is off. Nothing is making any sense. Nothing is affordable anymore. You're confused. You're like, what's going on?
And at first, we blamed ourselves, because that's what the system taught us to do. If you can't get ahead, well, it's your fault. If you're struggling, well, you mismanaged. If you're exhausted, work harder. If you can't afford rent, budget better. If you can't keep up, hustle longer. We've all heard this.
In 2025, if you're still operating like it was 2024, 2023, or 2020, there's still some people that think we're still in 2020, guys. So far behind. It's outrageous. If you're still operating like that, you're hustling backwards at this point. You're wasting time. You're hustling backwards. It looks like most people are only going to learn from pain, and some will never learn.
But here's the question nobody encouraged us to ask. How did millions of hardworking people doing everything right end up feeling like they're falling behind at the exact same time? It wasn't coincidence. It wasn't laziness. It wasn't individuals failing. It was a system changing without our permission.
Yeah. They're not gonna ask you, hey, can we raise the price of these eggs? Can we raise your rent, please? They're not gonna ask you shit. They're just gonna raise the rent. That's what they're gonna do. They're just gonna raise the price of those eggs. That's what they're gonna do. They don't care about you like that. It's your job to understand the rules of the game have already changed. If you're still playing the game like you were playing it last year, you already lost. Because the harder you work, the worse it's gonna get for you. It's no longer about working hard. It's about working smart, guys. That's the new game. But you gotta move with the utmost precision in how you're doing it. Because if you, listen, a lot of you guys, I promise you, a lot of you guys are about to go broke and homeless. if you're not close to it already, if you're still playing by the old rules. If you have a job right now in the car, you're already ahead. Your situation is salvageable. If you have a car and a job, especially a car that's paid off, if you don't have a car that's paid off, we need to talk still. But if you have at least a car, even if you have a car note and you have a job, we need to talk. Because you can't be playing the rules, this game like it was last year. Like, what? We're going into 2026 already.
America wasn't lost.
It's not going to get easier. It's going to get worse in 2026.
It was sold. Well, if you haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, take a moment to do so now. It'd really help out. Thank you. While everything essential was being consolidated, we weren't just uninformed. We were entertained in the process. We were outraged, but about the wrong things. We were fed endless debates, left versus right, red versus blue, rural versus urban.
Distractions. You were distracted. The illusions. Okay, to distract you from what's really going on. That you can't afford shit.
Boomer versus Gen Z, citizen versus immigrant, identity against identity, and yes, even neighbor against neighbor. And here's the uncomfortable pattern I see. If you control what people fight about, you never have to fear what they might unite to confront. Politicians, different talking points, different villains, same donors, same lobbyists, and yes, the same outcomes. Politics became a subscription service. Oh yes, the anger is free, and the solutions never shipped to your door. Every argument online was one less conversation across the table. An enemy manufactured was one more connection that was undone. The distraction wasn't accidental, mind you. It was profitable. Okay, let me make this plain. A new model swept the country here, quietly and legally. Private equity and institutional consolidation.
This is the worst. Private equity has taken over everything, including your hospitals, your care facilities, the apartment that you're renting from. Many of you are paying rent. You don't even know who your landlord is. I used to pay my rent. I never knew who my landlord was when I was in Atlanta. I didn't know because I was staying in a nice fancy apartment complex too. And as soon as you are late for rent, on that rent, you're out on the streets. At least over here in Africa, I know who the landlords are. At least you can negotiate. But the whole system over there in the United States is not designed for you to win. It's designed for you to fail miserably. And the thing is, there's so many traps in the system. There's so many traps in the system. And it's not designed for you to get out. It's designed for you to sink. So you can continuously depend on that miserable job that you have. And you can't level up. But what I'm telling you is there's still a way out. There's still a way out.
You notice they don't build things anymore. No, they buy things. Then they buy the competitors. Then the suppliers. Then the land. The patents. The licenses. And yes, even the debt. And eventually, us, the customer, we're out of choices. You're not a consumer anymore. You're a captive revenue stream.
Perfect. I'm going to end this video right here. And, you guys can go subscribe to this guy. You're going to learn a lot just from listening to old OGs like this. You are a captive revenue stream. Okay? You're like a slave. And so you are debt slaves at this point. You have so much debt you've accumulated over the years. You can't get out. But I'm telling you, there's still a way out. If you're watching this channel, it means that you're ready to, you're ready to listen at least. You're ready, you're open-minded if you're watching this. But if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you understand everything this old man is talking about right here, that you're a captive revenue stream. Some of you are probably debt slaves, like I said. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Your back is aching. You're like, oh my God, how do I get out of this? You're sick and tired of your back aching. You're ready to take things to the next level and build a home care business that will generate you serious money. I'm not talking about millions of dollars. That's not what I'm talking about here. Because anybody that guarantees you millions of dollars is lying to you. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to put the work in. You're going to have to put the right systems into place. You're going to have to shift the way you think. Because many of you are still stuck in the past. And many of you are not moving quickly enough. By the time 2026 hits like this, a lot of you guys are just going to really feel the pain. Maybe you need for things to fall apart first, for you to start taking action. Let's see. Let's see if you can beat the system that's set up for you to fail. Because at this point, you're probably hustling backwards. Schedule time. I'll put a link in the description of this video. I'll talk to you soon.